Hi, have a good day everyone. This is Jennifer Damos. Karon ako yung continue ang among report nga sumpay kang Sir Jomar Ronamo, which is the tips and competency-based learning assessment design, development, and implementation using LMS. So, on to 6 tips, which is the create a focused e-learning storyboard. An e-learning storyboard maps out every piece of the teaser. It allows you to choose the best e-learning activities for the task and determine which game mechanics align with your e-learning objectives. Meet with your LMS team to narrow down the subject matter, then develop a visual outline and it includes every LMS activity, assessment, or level. Use placeholders for e-learning content so that is still in development. So the e-learning storyboard not only keeps the project on track, but also helps you to find the idea rapid e-learning authoring tool. Like for example, you need software that supports social learning and has a built-in online collaboration tools. So based on this criteria, you can create a list of top candidates and then go from there. Next is 7 tips. Check your course of action. So the main reason why is this essential before designing your competency-based learning is to be sure the teaching technique is the right course of action to take. So, ask yourself if there are other ways of improving your learner's performance, like using other techniques in learning process. So, e-learning professionals are always looking for ways to keep the e-learning course design process well organized and as productive as possible. So even if this may seem like next to impossible fit to some in cases. So the great news is that there is a technique you can employ to identify your learning goals and to develop interactive e-learning experiences that go beyond mere virtual presentation. So this technique is known as an action mapping. Next is the 8 tips. 8 tips offer self-paced e-learning plans. So, to achieve effective learning, competency-based learning, you must be able to plan how learners will progress from their current skill sets and reach their potentials. And however, you can perform that by introducing surveys, assessments, and focus groups to identify learning skill gaps. Then, make use of competency-based learning to bridge it. Also, ensure you provide other teaching materials to aid learning. So, however, ensure these teaching ways are based on individual and learners' skills gap. So, self-directed or self-paced learning self-paced learning plans is when learners learn to choose the process, skills, um, content, learning pathways are and outcomes all by themselves, but with the guidance of an interdependent community of peers, trained educators, or sometimes with the caring adults. So, self-paced learning happens when the learners take up complete responsibility for their own learning, not by any sort of magic, but the facilitation of faculty educators who make a successful move to inspire, support, and hold young people to accountable to direct their own learning. So, students are beautifully made by nature, so self-direct their own learning. For almost all students, learning is innate. which is why they prefer learning on their own by exploring, observing, questioning, and participating. So, and then the learning instinct that would be them would be work based if they are provided with opportunities to flourish. Next is last, this is the 9 tips. Take a blended approach to the learning program. Competency based learning programs should contain mixed media learning offerings. One of the many advantages of a clear competency map is that a next step on the learning journey is clearly spelled out. Having some online and self-paced resources allows your learner to take the initiative and their personal development and advance the skills that they need for their current role, or perhaps even prepare for the next one. Blended learning is important because it breaks down the traditional walls of teaching, ones of the ones that don't work for all students, and now with access to present day technologies, the resources we can tailor the learning experience for each student. So blended learning also offers flexible time frames that can be personalized to each person, offering them the ability to learn at their own pace. Blended learning lets students progress at their own pace. So students can refer of course concepts and material materials as needed and can be advanced when they feel ready. And LMS makes it easy for students to look back on earlier materials and to move through uh, coursework at their own pace. And, and that's all. Thank you everyone. Thank you for your listening.